Scattered across the Australian outback are towns that once held thousands of people, hosted booming pubs and hospitals, and felt unstoppable. Then within a generation, they were gone. Today we're walking through 10 of the eeriest Australian ghost towns, and the property markets that died with them. Let's go. A ghost town isn't just an abandoned building. It's a complete economic ecosystem that collapsed. Australia has more ghost towns than almost any other developed nation, because so much of our settlement history was built on single resources: gold, copper, asbestos, timber, opals. When those resources ran out, the towns died fast. Some of these places still have a handful of residents. Some have nobody. And some have land titles you can still buy today. Whether you're a property investor, a history buff, or just curious, these 10 Australian ghost towns will teach you something powerful about how fragile a property market can be. Number 10. Silverton, New South Wales. Silverton was once a thriving silver mining town in the 1880s with a population of over 3,000. Then a much richer silver lode was discovered 80 kilometers away at Broken Hill, and Silverton emptied almost overnight. Houses were literally lifted off their foundations and transported to Broken Hill. Today, Silverton has fewer than 50 residents, but it survived as a tourist destination, partly because dozens of Australian films were shot there, including Mad Max 2. Property here is rare but extremely cheap when it does come up. The lesson? Even when a town dies, the right secondary industry, in this case tourism, can keep it on life support indefinitely. Number 9. Walhalla, Victoria. Tucked deep in the Victorian Alps, Walhalla once had over 4,000 residents during the gold rush of the late 1800s. At its peak it had its own newspaper, hospital, and brass band. When the gold ran out around World War I, the population collapsed. By the 1960s, fewer than 10 people lived there. Today, Walhalla has around 20 permanent residents but hundreds of holiday homeowners. It's another example of tourism saving a ghost town. Property values here are surprisingly resilient because supply is so tight, but you cannot make money from rental yield. It's a lifestyle play, not an investment play. Number 8. Wittenoom, Western Australia. This one is genuinely tragic. Wittenoom was Australia's only source of blue asbestos throughout the 1950s and 60s. The mine closed in 1966 after asbestos was linked to thousands of deaths. Today, Wittenoom has been officially degazetted by the Western Australian government, removed from maps, struck off the register of towns. It's illegal to enter. The town still physically exists, but legally it does not. Property here is worth literally nothing because no title can be transferred. Wittenoom is the most extreme example of how an entire town's property market can be wiped to zero. A reminder that environmental factors can destroy real estate just as completely as economic ones. Number 7. Mary Kathleen, Queensland. Mary Kathleen was a uranium mining town built from scratch in the 1950s near Mount Isa. At its peak it housed over 1,000 people in neat, planned streets. When the uranium contracts ended in 1982, the town was completely dismantled. The buildings were auctioned off, the streets were left intact, and today you can drive through what looks like a suburb with no houses on it. Just concrete slabs, curbs, and street signs. The eeriness of Mary Kathleen comes from how organized the abandonment was. Australia has hundreds of mining towns, but most decayed slowly. Mary Kathleen was switched off like a light bulb. Number 6. Kanowna, Western Australia. Kanowna was once home to over 12,000 people during the Western Australian gold rush, making it larger than many regional centres are today. It had 2 breweries, 8 hotels, and its own stock exchange. When the easily accessible gold ran out around 1905, the decline began. By 1953, the town was completely abandoned. Today, almost nothing remains except a memorial cairn and a few foundations. 12,000 people gone. Kanauna is the ultimate reminder that property values are entirely dependent on the reason people live in a place. Remove the reason and the property has no value, no matter how solid the buildings are. Number 5. Gwalia, Western Australia. Another Western Australian gold rush town that thrived from the 1890s until its main mine closed in 1963. Within weeks of the closure, more than 1,000 residents left the town, many literally walking away from their homes with the doors still open. Today, Gwalia has been preserved as an open-air museum. You can walk through houses with the original furniture still inside. It's hauntingly beautiful. Property here cannot really be bought in any normal sense, but it's a powerful lesson in how fast a town can empty when its single employer disappears. Number 4. Ravenswood, Queensland. Ravenswood is interesting because it's a ghost town that's coming back to life. Founded during the 1870s gold rush, it reached a population of over 5,000 at its peak. By the 1960s, fewer than 70 people remained. But here's the twist: improved gold extraction technology and rising gold prices have brought modern mining back to the area in recent decades, and the town's population has crept back above 200. Property values, while still modest, have begun to recover. Ravenswood teaches a different lesson: a ghost town isn't always permanent. Sometimes economic conditions change and dead markets revive. Number 3. Cossack, Western Australia. Cossack was once the major port of the Pilbara, founded in the 1860s. It was a hub for pearling, pastoralism, and gold transport. But cyclones, silting of the harbour, and the rise of nearby port headlands slowly killed the town. By the 1950s it was abandoned. Today, several of the original stone buildings have been restored as heritage attractions, but no permanent residents remain. Property here cannot be bought freely as the site is now protected. Cossack reminds us that infrastructure shifts, a new port, a new highway, a new airport, can kill a property market as completely as a closing mine. Number 2. Linda, Tasmania. Linda was a copper mining town on Tasmania's wild west coast, born in the 1890s and home to over 1,000 workers and families at its peak. When the Lyle copper operations consolidated nearby, Linda was left behind. The town slowly emptied through the 1950s and 60s, and the last residents departed by the 1980s. Today, the site is mostly bushland with a few stone ruins visible. Linda is on the route between Queenstown and Hobart, and most tourists drive straight past it without realizing they're passing through a former town of 1,000 people. And number 1, the most haunting Australian ghost town of all. Farina, South Australia. Farina was founded in the 1870s in the harsh South Australian outback, in country so dry that the founders genuinely believed rain would follow the plough. It didn't. The town struggled for decades through drought, isolation, and economic shifts. The last residents left in the 1960s. Today, Farina is a heritage site with stone ruins of the bakery, hotel, and railway station still visible against the red desert. The bakery is even fired up once a year by volunteers, who bake bread on site for a few weeks every winter. Farina is the perfect Australian ghost town because it captures everything: boom, drought, hope, and total collapse. It's the property cycle distilled. If you study every Australian ghost town in this video, one common factor stands out above all others. Total economic dependence on a single resource or industry, with no plan B. Gold ran out. Asbestos became illegal. Uranium contracts ended. Pearling collapsed. Drought destroyed agriculture. In every case, the town had no alternative engine. As you analyze any small Australian town for property investment today, ask one question first. If the main industry collapsed tomorrow, what would the town do? If you can't answer that clearly, walk away. 10 Australian ghost towns. 10 complete property markets that were wiped from the map. The common thread across all of them? Total dependence on one industry: gold, copper, asbestos, uranium, pearling. When that industry died, the town died. As a property investor, this is the single most important lesson you can take away. Diversification of local economy is everything. If you found this useful, smash subscribe. We publish Australian property breakdowns every few days. And if you want to see 10 Australian cities that are booming right now, click the video on screen. See you next time.